Today is Monday, Parashat Vaera. In the parasha of this week, there are 7 of the 10 plagues that Hashem brought on the Egyptians. First one being the plague of blood, when the water in Egypt turned into blood. And the pasuk says here, "V'nehefchu ledam." Ko amar Hashem bezot teda. With this you'll know that I am Hashem. Hitting with a staff that is in my hand, alamayim asher or on the water that is on the river, and he will turn to blood. And Rashi explains, לפי שאין גשמים יורדים במצרים ונילוס עולה ומשקה את הארץ, since there is not much rain that falls in Egypt, and the Nile is the one that irrigates the land, ומצרים עובדים לנילוס, and the Egyptians used to worship the Nile River. לפיכך הילקה את יראתם. That's why Hashem struck their object of worship first. The Nile was worshipped as a god for them. That was the first one that got the plague where the water turned into blood. And there is another reason also that is brought in the Psukim later in the parasha that Rashi explains. The other reason is when a country goes to war against another country. What happens? What do they attack first? Is first they attack the water supply. The water supply, if you cut the water supply of a city, it makes it much easier to conquer that city. So there's the 2 reasons here. First reason is Hashem struck the Nile because it was worshipped by them as a god, and by their god being struck is in a way a first blow before coming to the other plagues on the Egyptians. And the other reason, when you cut off the water supply by turning it into blood, it makes it much easier to get the better hand against the enemy in this case, which was the Egyptians. But in this parasha, we have 7 of the 10 plagues. What are these 7 of the, what are the 10 plagues all about? Well, in short, even though the Egyptians were very sophisticated in terms of their physical knowledge and their sciences, they built the pyramid, they made wonders of the world in terms of how were they able to get the stones all the way up there to the top of the pyramid. They were very good in astronomy, etc. Hashem wanted to prove to the Egyptians that it's not just that the world is an automatic pilot, that Hashem created the world and that's it, it runs on its own. But actually Hashem renews daily the creation of the world. And each one of the aspects of nature can be changed at the will of Hashem. And therefore, water can turn into blood. And then one frog can have millions of frogs coming out of it. A grain of sand can turn into lice. On and on, as we see there's a progress of the makot, of the plagues. First we have dam tzfadei akinim, which is on the ground. Then we have out of dever shechin, which is the wild animals, the epidemic of the sheep and the cows, and then shechin, which is the boils at the next level, and then afterwards we have barad, arbe, choshech, we have the hail, which is ice and fire together, which doesn't make sense in terms of nature, but Hashem can change things, and then locusts can come and leave, and choshech, darkness for days. Usually we know when the sun rises every day. You can go online and find the exact time, but Hashem can change the order of things because Hashem is in control, not just at the beginning of time when He created the world, but every single day. And that was a proof to the Egyptians and to the whole world. And it was an exercise in increasing the emunah, the faith in Hashem, that Hashem not only did He create the world, but also continues to be involved in its management and running the world on a daily basis. And He can change the order of nature. And that's what was some of the meaning of the plagues happening in that succession until you come to Makat Bechorot, which is even the plague of the firstborns, above the physical, when Hashem recognized the firstborn for each mother and each father of the Egyptians, and that's already in the realm of the souls rather than the physical nature. And so these are the Makot and some of the explanation of them, and the 10 plagues. Why 10? 10 parallels also the 10 utterings by which the world was created. There's the 10 commandments, so it's a very meaningful number. And the story of the Exodus is something that we'll see in the parasha of next week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.